Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the Equity Index Options Outlook for November 16th, 2008. This is your host, Patrick Ceresna. First, here we have the S&P 500 spider, symbol SPY, and last week we were talking about how important it was for that 84-85 focal point to hold all downside selling. At this stage, we not only went down and retested, but had a very robust rally off of that low up into that 90-92 focal point on the upside. At this stage, we're at a key pivotal point in the market. If that was in fact a bottom retest, we need to see bullish follow through on the upside, and the level that we need broken is that 90-92 area on the upside. At that point, the window opens for a year-end rally that should last at least 6 weeks in duration, and now at minimum should come up to the 99 to 101, but more than likely to higher levels, which we'll measure out at the time. If the bears can contain all bullish price action below this 90 level, we then at that point can't rule out a further bear move with a fake-out rally. So with that 90-92 area is so important for us to watch early this week. A break of that 84 area on the downside would be quite bearish and leaving a window open for testing all the way down to 78.80 or even as low as the 68.70 area on the downside. Next here we're going to have a look at the ISE US Regional Bank Index, symbol JLO. The JLO options are European style cash settled with strike prices quoted in $2.50 intervals. With those regional banks, there's really two areas that we need to focus on. On the downside, the 24.25 level, and on the upside, the 31.32. Really, at this stage, that trading has contained the vast majority of the price action over the last 4 or 5 months. And at this stage, if in fact we've seen a retest on the S&P 500 and a bottom in there, and we could look for this to work its way back up to that 31.32 area, but potentially higher targets, which we'd measure out at the time. But if in fact we break to a lower low on this one below 24, the measure moves on the downside. Our first downside target would be around the 2021 area in the downside, but bigger picture measurements can go even as low as $15 on the downside. So it's vital that this $24 area holds all downside action. Next, we're going to look at the ISE Syndex, which is an index of casinos, distillers, and tobacco companies. This is also European style cash settled with strike prices quoted in $2.50 intervals. When we take a look at that price action, it had a successful retest of that 60 price area, and at this stage it reversed back up on Thursday with the rest of the market. At this stage, it is very important to see where the price action holds in this area. If in fact we are holding these lows and have a further upside breakout above that 66 area on the upside, we could target a move all the way back up to 75, 77, or potentially higher when we get there. The immediate thing that I want to bring to attention is that any break to lower lows at this stage immediately opens the window for a move at minimum down to the 50-55 area. So that 60-62 focal point is very important for everyone to watch at this stage. Next here we are going to look at the ISE Home Builders Index, symbol RUF. Options on the RUF are European style cash settled with strike prices quoted in $2.50 intervals. With that Home Builders Index, there's two areas that I want you to focus on, the $6.50 and a $7 focal point on the downside, as well as the 8.75 to 9.25 on the upside. The key thing here is that the downside selling must stop and can be contained in the $6.50 area like it has up to this moment. If in fact we have any technical breakdown, we would be targeting a move all the way down to $4.50 to $5. So it's important at this stage for this support level to hold in here. If in fact it does hold, then we should be at minimum going for a retest back up into that 8.75 area. Next, we're going to have a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is a symbol FUM, and the FUM options are European cash settled with strike prices quoted also in the $2.50 intervals. With this FUM, we also want to focus on two key areas: this downside support, which we've been talking about at that 70-74 area on the downside, as well as the upside resistance at the 93 to 96 area. At this stage, the relative weakness of this index is evident. Any technical break below 70 immediately opens the window for a much bigger, steeper move all the way down to the 50-52 area on the downside. So it's important for this support level to hold in here. So long as it holds, there's always the potential for a minimum retest back into 93, 96. Next, we're going to look at the ISE Mini FTSE 100 Index, which is the symbol UKX. UKX options are European cash settled with strike prices quoted in $10 intervals. When we take a closer look at that FTSE, the price action has been far more bullish, with the selling being completely contained within that 405 to 430 retracement box, creating what is looking more and more like a bullish flag formation, which has not been confirmed yet. At this stage, if we do see a broader rally across all markets, the rally in the FTSE should be a little bit more robust than the American counterpart, and a potential upside target could be all the way as high as the 485 to 505 area on the upside. Thank you for joining us for the Equity Index Options Outlook, and I look forward to updating you next week to see how the indices are progressing. Thank you.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.